Welcome to the Sports Hangover. I'm Michael Benatar, joined alongside Sam Gaffon. Up, and he's not here, and we're waiting. How do I pause this? Well, he just disappeared on us, so we are going to wait. Okay. All right. We are waiting on Sam. All right, I'm texting Sam. We're going to do a whole bunch of gambling stuff. Whoever's here, hold on.
It was weird. It said it was unsupported browser, and it's like kicked me off as soon as it started. It made me download this other app.
Oh, weird. All right, you're good now. We're recording live, so.
Oh, we're live right now.
We're live streaming somewhere. We're live.
Let me obviously, you guys know I'm not the technical one, so it took me.
Yeah. Let me start over just for the audio podcast, so at least we have some clean, because you just disappeared right when I introduced you. So, all right, welcome to the Sports Hangover. I'm Michael Benatar, joined alongside Sam Gaffon for Week 13 of the NFL. We have gambling picks. Sam, you did really bad last week. I just want to let you know.
I've been on a couple weeks of bad picks.
Yep.
I wanted to talk about that because I'm still at 50%, but I was hovering around 60% all year. So the last 2-3 weeks, it's been like 1-4, 2-3.
It's been tough.
3-2. But I've been going more into the statistics lately and not intuition and like momentum and what's going on in the league.
Yeah, and that didn't help.
And I think I think I went the wrong direction.
I think so too. It's been pretty bad. I'm really trying to play for this quarter right now. We have 1 week left in our quarter, so we're all sitting around the same realm of like wins. You're doing pretty good in the contest, and we have our own like super contest that we put together. That next year we're gonna open it up to a lot of people. So if you're listening, we could open it up to them. But like Sam, right now you're doing pretty good. You're 30-30, nice and even, and I'm 35-25. But the leader in our super contest right now is 43-17. And I can't even believe it. It seems like he's cheating. I don't know how he's doing it. He's doing a great job, and it's pissing me off. And I'm hoping that I can at least catch up to like second or third place. That's where I want to be, because there's no way I'm catching first place in the next 5 weeks.
It is kind of odd how good whoever that person is.
I don't know who he is. I think it's Jeremy's friend, J-Dog's friend. So he's a cheater.
Something's going on.
I agree. All right, let's get into the bets this week. We got 5 bets. We each have our most confident all the way down to our least confident this week. I'm going to start off. This is my most confident game. I love San Francisco at Philly this week, -2.5. My best bet. So this is unbelievably my best bet. I talked to Jeremy. We talked about it on Monday, and I was going to look up because I'm like, Philly is one of the luckiest teams out there. They are so lucky when they're playing. All these like missed balls by KC and all this stuff. I looked it up. Luck ranking puts them number 1. Philly, number 1, the most luckiest team out there right now.
They are good though. I mean, it's not like they're a bad team, but yeah, luck plays a factor. It's actually, this is one of my favorite games too, and I'm on San Fran.
Okay, you're on.
But this is a perfect example of what we were talking about. How I started diving too much into the numbers and statistics instead of intuition and momentum, and just seeing how teams are moving. But then statistically, it's actually in Philly's favor to place to bet. Even at like our contest is what, +2.5 for Philly. I think the big books are 2.5 or maybe 3 now. I think they're 2.5 still.
I agree. On my little sheet here, I have them the perceived line at +1 for Philly, and it's at 2.5. So it should be like, oh, I should bet Philly, but I just don't believe in what Philly's doing.
But did you see how this flipped? So I think it was Sunday, Monday, Philly was getting the points, and now it's flipped around.
I know.
I have a stat for that, which
give me that.
I'm going to go against it. I'm going to put San Fran in the contest unless something happens, because they're just healthy. I mean, they're playing like they're dominating. They're too good. Philly's banged up and lucky. So teams that open as underdogs and close as favorites are 52-87 against the spread since 2019, 22-40 the last 2 seasons. And that would be San Fran in this case. They opened up as underdogs. Now they're favorites, -2.5.
Listen, this season's been really weird. All the favorites have been winning. Last week, I think the favorites went 12-3 against the spread. I'm now just following where the public, or it's not even public money anymore. It's sharp money, big money. 74% of the money right now is on 49ers. And I now believe that everybody that's betting, you almost have to follow them, because all the people that are winning right now in this contest have been picking favorites.
But I think that's unique to this year. I've been watching that, and it's something unique for this year. This usually is not the case. And I follow some big time professional bettors, and a lot of people had bad weeks last week. The professionals.
I went 4-1, so
Well, I don't know how to classify you good or bad in that case, but
we'll see. We'll see at the end of the season if I can win some money. But yeah, it's been a weird season, and I don't love it. I'm hoping it kind of bounces back, but it seems like public bettors, like even in our group thread, we have friends in there that are just randomly gambling on random games every week, and they're winning money. So we'll see. What's your best
Dingleberry
bet?
went 5-0, didn't he?
That's Ingle.
Yeah,
I can't believe it.
I don't want to use his real name. I don't know.
No, it's fine. Just call him out. No one knows who Ingle.
I think you also said he just gets drunk and just makes random picks, right?
Yeah, that's what everybody does. No one has I need to talk to the 2 guys at the top, because I have no idea how they're doing it. It makes me so mad. What's your best bet? Was San Francisco your best one?
I'm kind of torn this week, but I think I'm the most confident in San Fran. The number statistically tells me I should go against San Fran just based on history.
Yeah.
But I just think Philly's banged up. They've been lucky. San Fran is 100% healthy and playing like unbelievable. You've noticed such a big difference with Debo coming back and Brock, like the team, and then Trent Williams. He was out like a week or 2, but when they're healthy and Debo Samuel, it's not just his play. I think it's his locker room presence and his leadership. When he's on the field with that team, they're different. And he's pretty. He's obviously a utility player. He plays like basically running back, wide receiver, blocks. Like he's like a 3-4 dimensional player. But yeah, I'm on San Fran. That's just
who's your second best this week?
Second is I got burned last week with them, and it didn't really make sense. But I'm on Detroit at New Orleans -3.5 for Detroit. They've had a rough 2 weeks, but I still think that ground game is probably the best or top 3 in the league. That's still going to be there. They're still going to be indoors at New Orleans. New Orleans has just been bad all year. I mean, I bet them a couple times, been let down. But I have some stats on this game too. So the Saints pass rush grade is not only bottom of the league. They're out now. Marshawn Lattimore is on IR, one of their best secondary cornerbacks. And then they're middle of the road actually against the run. So you've got a terrible pass rush and a middle of the road run D coming against probably the best run offense in the league. And they're going to ground it and go hard.
We don't talk about our picks beforehand. I don't want to know your picks, but that is my second most confident game of the week. I'm also on Detroit, which makes me really scared when we're in agreement. I don't like it at all. I agree. Well, Derek Carr, is he back this week? Is he playing? Or is Jameis playing?
I think so, but he's been so bad, I don't think it even matters.
No, I know it doesn't matter, but it's just like if Jameis was playing, I know there'd be a lot more interceptions, so I think the score might be a little higher. I
think it's all about Detroit's offense. If that offense is firing and the run game's going, they're going to dominate. And this is a bad defense against the rush and against the pass. Middle of the road against the pass. Sorry, against the pass rush.
Yeah, it makes sense, but this does scare me when we're both on it, because there's no way we just both look at this and like, oh yeah, this is too easy. And that's what worries me the most when I'm looking at these games. And that's why I question, like when we're talking about it, it makes me question myself. It's like, clearly we both saw the game the same way. We're like, well, clearly Detroit's better. They lost last week to Green Bay. This is a bounce back week for them. They've had 10 days off. They're coming back. But I don't know, a lot of these times, like all season, I've been wrong on a lot of these. And this is what scares me. Are we looking at New Orleans here and thinking, we know they're bad, they haven't been playing well, they can't score in the red zone, and we both immediately jumped on Detroit? So it does make me question it, and I don't know. I'm going to look at the spread here where the money is. But yeah, right now, I mean, everybody in the world is on them. 91% of the money and 84% of the tickets are on Detroit.
That's been a trend.
Me.
That's been a trend the last like at least 5 weeks for Detroit. They're like America's football team this year.
I guess, but it's still, come on. I mean, it's got to
Look,
make
I agree, but
it
I
makes
think
me question it. It might be out of my top pick now.
I'm going against statistics now. I'm going with just pure
great.
intuition. So it's Detroit.
Great. Everybody goes off vibes. All right. That was my second pick. I'm going to go to my third pick here. I like Rams at home against the Browns, minus 3.5 at home. I think the Rams, they're playing really well. I know they blew out Arizona last week. The Browns are down a quarterback. Flacco is practicing first team reps this week, which really should scare the Browns fans. So this felt like an easy one. I don't like the hook on the 3.5.
Yeah.
And also Kyren Williams or whatever his name is, didn't even know he's a running back in the NFL until last week. So he's not on
he
my
was a rookie last year. He played a little bit last year towards the end of the season. I don't think he's like, obviously he's been playing unbelievable. I don't think he's necessarily one of the best backs in the league. I think he's the perfect back in that system. And it's working to perfection. Him and McVay, for whatever reason, he just fits McVay's strategy 100%. Like last week, he went crazy. But that was against Arizona, which is probably one of the worst defenses in the league. Cleveland is one of the best. The key to that defense in Cleveland is Myles Garrett, and I don't know if he's playing.
Yeah. So everything leans to that we should take the Rams this week. The line has stayed 3.5, split money on both sides.
LA at home. If you notice, Stafford plays different at home. He's much better at home.
There's no home field advantage here. I don't know. You've never been to SoFi Stadium. It's usually
There's no true fan base, but he plays better in LA. You know, he has kids. He's got a young family. You know, he wakes up. You know, he's not in a hotel. It's like a lifestyle.
Sure. I get it.
He plays better when he doesn't have to travel.
All right. What's your third pick or second pick? What do you got?
So it's not LA, Cleveland. So we didn't agree on
I'm glad we don't agree on that one.
But another pick where I'm going against the statistics and going on intuition. And I've been feeling the last couple of weeks, Dallas, no matter what the numbers were, they were going to win. But I went with the numbers and I got screwed. But I'm taking Dallas.
Thursday
Dallas
night.
Against tonight.
It's tonight. We're recording this Thursday at like noon. I agree. I have value on this line as well. I don't like playing Thursday night games, especially in our contest. I think I might bet on it. I actually put some money on Seahawks money line. Then listen to my theory here. The theory is,
it's in Dallas, right?
I know it's in Dallas, but this is my thought. Seahawks played Lions really well. Home opener in Detroit, right? They played them, they beat them. I think if this team can get back to where they were Gino's making some big plays, and I know Dallas kind of like, they always play a little better against a losing team. Now Seahawks are a winning team right now, right? I think they're 6-5, right? Are they
6-5? Yeah,
6-5.
Don't you think? What I've noticed, Gino started off really hot in the year, and he's slowly kind of regressed. Like he's every week, it seems like.
Yeah, he's an old man.
I don't know. Maybe he's not that old. I think it's more so. There's enough film on him now. Teams see what's going on.
Is he not our age? He's our age, right? Isn't he like 36, 35?
Is he that old? I don't know. He's that old.
I thought he was old.
For an NFL player, we're like elderly.
We're elderly, yeah. I like Dallas. I think it makes sense, but it does worry me on Thursday night. It's a weird night. I know both teams had 10 days off, but I think this could be like where Seahawks just upset Dallas or at least play really close, and Seahawks could either cover it or money line. So I'm just playing the money line here on a Thursday night. Anything can happen, Sam.
Dallas is too strong. I mean, look, last week Dallas was supposed to lose based on historical evidence. They are always Dak and Dallas are terrible on Thanksgiving Day. And you know what they did? They rolled it. They were steamrolled just like they did the last 5 weeks in a row.
I will say the game was a lot closer early in that Thanksgiving game than like going into the half. The game was a lot closer than when it got blown out and interceptions were thrown and the game was kind of like over at that point. But I do think that Dallas does play differently against a team that is winning than a team that is losing. And this is a team that's like in the run for a wild card in the NFC. I think it's going to be a tough game for them. And I know Gino's a little banged up. Kenneth Walker isn't playing. They got Charbonnet back there. I don't know if he's that good. He didn't look that good last week. He didn't like run a lot.
He's young and he's more of a receiving style back.
Yeah, he's not very big.
Like blocking and receiving.
Yeah, he's a little small guy.
I don't know.
He looks
like
small,
a huge guy, but
yeah.
But I know they drafted him as more of a third down type back, so more of a receiver, blocker. Yeah. He's not like an every down type of back. But I'm on Dallas. They're going to steamroll. I don't think anyone can stop them right now, especially at home.
All right, my fourth pick. I'm going with Washington at home plus 9.5 against the Miami Dolphins. Have you been watching the Hard Knocks in season on HBO?
No, I need to get on it. I've been watching.
It's okay. It's kind of like Hard Knocks. Nothing really happens. They kind of talk a lot, and just it's not Hard Knocks really lost its edge. I felt like it's not as
half
fun.
the people watch it. You just want to see what these guys are like and what's going on outside the field.
Seems fun. Seems fun to be a Miami.
See them get in their Ferrari and get home to their kids and argue with their wives and eat whatever.
Yeah. I like Washington here. I think it's 9.5 points is a lot of points. Miami is a good team, but they do seem to struggle a little bit sometimes scoring. Like even against Carolina, that Carolina game, they struggled to move the ball.
Miami's spotty. They play like great some weeks and terrible others. I don't know. Washington's like dangerous too because you think they're going to shit the bed and they come out strong. I mean,
So
it's in Washington. Washington, probably going to be cold. I haven't checked the weather, but I'm sure it's going to be at least 40.
I think it might like snow a little bit, so that's nice. It's very cold out right now, and also Sam Howell, like he plays pretty well some games. Like he slings the ball around. He's not scared to throw it. Obviously, he gets a lot of interceptions.
Well, that's the key. Miami's defense is not that great. So if Howell just has a decent game and they keep it close, I mean, that's not there. It's minus 9.5 for Miami.
I like
that's
it.
A lot.
I like it.
I don't hate that pick. I don't know if it'll be in my top 5, but
good. I don't want it to be. I don't want it to be, Sam. I'd rather be on the opposite side of you so I can gain some
since
ground.
You just went 4-1, I may just copy everything. Don't copy the first 2 picks were already in line, so it's like I only need to copy you on 2 picks.
Don't copy me. What's your fourth pick?
So my fourth is my home dogs, Tampa, going against the worst team in the NFL. I don't like the 5.5. I'd feel a lot better at maybe 4.5. So it's a lot of points, but Carolina is just terrible. I don't think a coaching change is going to do anything for them.
But we've seen the coaching change throughout the season give a little spark. Look at the Raiders. All of a sudden they're like contending and beating teams that are good.
That's true.
Who else got fired? Canada in Pittsburgh. He got fired. The offensive coach. He's gone. Look at them. They put up 400 yards. Pittsburgh put 400 yards.
The offense was better, but Pittsburgh still they were winning games. Like Carolina looks bad on all fronts. If you've watched any of the games of Carolina this year, they look terrible. And Bryce does not look good.
And did you see Tepper come out and he's like, yeah, I liked CJ Stroud. He like basically blatantly said like I liked him, but he's like everybody agreed. Bryce was the guy though. And it's weird because you're putting your quarterback under the bus. It's like you fucking suck. We should have had CJ.
Yeah, he's throwing Bryce under the bus to save himself.
Not good.
I know Tepper is one of the best investors, trader of all time. He made billions as a trader. He's only like 60 years old maybe.
I don't know, but
long story
short, a lot of money.
CJ, the interesting thing about CJ, I think he didn't like him. CJ had a terrible score on that not the IQ test, but
the salt lick or what? Not the salt lick. The what is that?
Not the salt licker.
What's that thing?
It's whatever the cognitive test is. In the draft.
Like
he scored very bad, but he was bad. Like almost like they're like, oh, maybe a little special. But obviously that doesn't mean shit because it's kind of crazy how good CJ is as a rookie.
Yeah, he's great.
Like he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league as a rookie. Like you look at some of the great quarterbacks like that have came through the last 20 years. None of them had like great rookie years, unless they were like a running quarterback and it was like Vic or someone like that. But like Peyton had a terrible first year. Tom Brady wasn't that. He was very average on a good team. Like a lot of these guys were not good their first year, and for him to be literally like, I think he's probably somewhere between 3 and 6 best quarterback in the league. He's not like top 3, but he's right behind the top 3.
He's good, but we have to see like throughout the whole season, like, is it consistent? Is he going to start throwing more picks? Are people kind of seeing what's going on? But yeah, I agree. I mean, he's really good. It's all no-name people. He got to pick out his receiver, right? Didn't he tell him to like draft Tank Dell?
I know they had a connection, but so we went off topic a little bit.
What are we talking about?
But my fourth was Tampa. Carolina at Tampa.
Yeah.
So Tampa, my home team. I keep up with a lot of Tampa stats and what's going on in injury report. They've played decent the last couple of weeks. They've stayed in it. I think they started off lucky a little bit the first 5 weeks of the season. Now the last couple of weeks they've been a little unlucky. So I think they keep that same drive. The defense is playing better. Offense is playing a lot better. They should roll over Carolina. I don't like the 5.5 just because you never know. Like we've tend to shit the bed sometimes. But in Tampa, I mean, they've had a bad stretch a couple weeks. I'm still going to take them.
All right, my last pick this week. I'm on Houston. I like Houston minus 3.5 at Denver. I think this is a public will want to jump on Denver because Denver's been looking good. They've been beating all these good teams. I'm trying to look where the spread of the money is. It's not loading right now for me.
I don't like the 3.5. Like our contest, so plus 3.5 for Denver. If it was 3, I would like Houston, but at 3.5, I'm kind of leaning Denver.
I just think Houston, I feel like they can score more than Denver. And I know Denver has a good defense, but it just doesn't, I don't trust Russell that much. And I saw this article the other day about how Sean Payton's like coaching Russell like a rookie, like treating him like a rookie, like babyfying the offense for Russell so he can understand what's going on.
It's working though.
It is working,
so
but
much better.
Aren't you
on
scared?
Both ends?
Aren't you scared that Russell's like getting baby talk to him and like, hey, we're gonna throw the ball on the left side and he's gonna make a right turn 3 yards up the run?
I mean, who knows? Maybe he's our age too, so maybe he just needs it a little more simple. He's banged up a little bit. He doesn't like to run the ball anymore.
He doesn't. Yeah.
I mean, that's a tough one. I'm not going to bet on it because I'm a huge CJ fan. Denver's been playing a lot better, and I think the biggest change isn't even Russ. That's the second biggest. The biggest is their defense. They're one of the better defenses in the league right now. They started off terrible.
Yeah.
The first 3-4 weeks of the year, they were god awful, their defense.
I know.
So just points. 3.5 scares me. I don't see the value.
Who you got for the last pick?
Last pick for me, I truly haven't decided. It's a toss up, but another probably momentum pick going against statistics. But I think Pittsburgh keeps it rolling. It scares me a little. I don't like the points. I don't like. So we got Arizona at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh minus 5.5. I don't like the 5.5 because. Go ahead.
Do you think that Pittsburgh? Not that they're overvalued. Let's say they're correctly valued currently. Do you think that Arizona is undervalued because of the previous week against the Rams? Then the first week back, Kyler Murray, he was back in action, won the game, right? He won the game against Houston, right? Did they win the game? I don't know what it was, but he's been back for 2 weeks now. And I think Kyler might be underrated on how good he's able to make the team. And I know it's not like the best team in the world, but
that's what scares me is Kyler, because with his feet, he can always get a first down. He can keep them in the game, but he's got no one around him. He's got no weapons really to help him. He's got James Conner, which hasn't been playing. I mean, since he came back, I haven't really seen much of him or do anything.
So do you think this is to me, this seems like a close game, like a shootout, maybe like they're both scoring because their defenses are both bad. I don't know. I just can't.
Pittsburgh's defense isn't bad. Arizona's defense is bad.
I have a lean right now in Arizona, and I show value on Pittsburgh, but I just can't come around to it because I think Pittsburgh might be overvalued and Arizona might be undervalued.
Well, that's what. Yeah, I don't like the point spread. It scares me. I think Pittsburgh's definitely going to win the game. It's scary because Kyler can keep them in play with his feet. So 5.5 is a little tricky. You never know. Like last week, Pittsburgh, they're a little overvalued on the offense coming through. But I don't see that offense really slowing down that much. I mean, they looked a lot better. The run game was a lot better. I mean, they have both running backs playing well. I mean, I'm a little scared about the 5.5, but I don't see another game with better value there. Maybe Indianapolis and at Tennessee, but I can't bet on Tennessee. The Will Levis looks
I don't want to bet on Tennessee. I think the only other game, I mean, there's a ton of games I kind of like a little bit. But the only other game that I would consider is Jacksonville at minus 8.5, Cincinnati with the rookie QB. The only problem is Jacksonville does not play well at home. So I think that scares me a lot. It's if Jacksonville's not playing well at home and Cincinnati comes in, could feel like a little bit of a trap game where Jags don't play really hard because they're it's a rookie QB. And this game could be like a 21-17 game or something.
Yeah, it scares me with Jacksonville. They don't play well at home, and they're so up and down. And you're getting a rookie quarterback that could just bounce back. He's got good receivers. He has good weapons around him. He only has to play average to really keep them in the game. Yeah. 8.5 is a lot for Jacksonville.
A lot of points. All right, Sam. Thanks for coming on the show. Everybody go to YouTube. Find us over there, youtube.com/Sports Hangover. You can also go to sportshangover.com. We have swag up there. We have holiday swag up there. Look at Sam rocking the swag right now. It's the best hoodie. It's a great hoodie. I got to get them a little softer. I feel like I want them a little thicker. So I'm going to see if I can get some thicker ones out there.
I got in trouble from the producer about what I said about my comments for the sweatshirt last time. So
I don't know what that was. So yeah, keep them quiet. All right, Sam. Thanks for coming on. Good show.